So welcome everyone. I'm very excited to have this opportunity to teach with you online, and this is a new experience for us. So I hope that it all goes well. So I'm going to have you start by sitting on the ground or laying on the ground with your knees bent. And then bringing your hands, one hand onto your chest and the other hand either on your diaphragm or below your navel. And you might close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, inhaling nose, chest, and belly, exhaling belly, chest, nose. And as you're settling in, noticing how your body feels. All of us are living in a different way than we're used to right now. Different habits, different routines. And so just noticing how your body feels and thinking about how you want to feel when we are done with practice today. And then once you are clear about your intention, stating that to yourself in the present tense as if you're already there. And then let's start with our three sounds to, get our energy moving and our voice engaged. And if there are other people where you are, you can make your sounds aloud or silently. So inhaling the arms up towards the sky and exhaling sound Hu to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the sides with the palms open, exhaling the sound ah to the heart. Ah. And inhaling, scooping up from the ground the sound om to the heart. Om. And just taking a moment to let the sound move through your body. Again, noticing how you feel. And I invite you to continue with long, smooth breaths as we move through our practice today. So for this next part, I'm going to invite you either to get onto your hands and knees. And if your knees are sensitive, you might have a blanket under your knees. Or you could be on your back with your knees bent, and I will model both. And so either way, on your back or on your hands and knees, I want you to engage those lower abdominals so that your back is flat. The inhale is going to be up here, and you're going to exhale down to child's pose. And continuing that movement with your breath. So the option for on your back would be to be laying on your back with your knees up, inhale, knees away, exhale, knees in towards the chest. And if you wanted to bring the head towards the knees, you could do that as well. So whichever of those movements sound good to you, go ahead and do that. And just noticing how it feels to move through your breath. And this is something that this movement you can do pretty much anywhere, just to get, it kind of gets into your hips and your shoulders. Now, the next time you come up, we're going to stretch the left leg behind you, turn the toes underneath. And if you're on your back, you're going to hold on to one knee and stretch the other leg out. And again, taking a couple of breaths as you're stretching through the back of the leg and the foot. Continuing those long, smooth breaths. We're going to switch to the second side. Just notice how good it feels to move your body and to breathe fully. And again, as you start to feel complete on the second side, you're going to bring that leg in, and then no matter what position you're in, we're going to end up on our bottoms and sweep our legs around. And I didn't tell you to bring tennis balls, but if you have some tennis balls, I'm going to invite you to grab your tennis balls and place them underneath the front of your sits bones. And if you don't have tennis balls, you can massage with your hands. Okay, so that's an option. If you do have tennis balls, we're going to place them under the front of the sits bones, stretch out your legs, and then one at a time. And I realize my clothing color doesn't help with what we're doing here. You're just going to carefully roll over the tennis balls. And again, if you don't have tennis balls, you're just massaging with your hands. Long, smooth breaths. Now, when you start to feel done with the tennis balls in front of the sits bones, we're going to take them out to the sides. And you might have your knees bent with your feet together and gently rock side to side, or you might want to bend your knees over to the side. And exploring and seeing what feels really good to you, right? So the practice is all about you and how it feels in your body. So seeing what speaks with you or speaks for you or to you. Now we're going to take those tennis balls and place them so your butt stays on the ground, and you're going to place the tennis balls to the back of the body and bring your body back. And again, gently move your knees from side to side. Again, option, massaging with your hands. And noticing as you're doing this, like sensations in your body, what your body is saying to you as you're moving. And, tennis balls are something that you can use throughout your day when you need a little pick-me-up. Now, when you're complete with that, we're going to reach for one foot and gently massage. So you might separate your toes with your hands. You're going to gently massage your feet using the thumbs on the bottom of the foot and the fingers on the top. And I like to go right into the center of the foot and pull out at an angle so you feel like a little stretchy burning feeling in your connective tissue. And just kind of noticing which parts of your feet are maybe a little sensitive or maybe not having a whole lot of feeling. Now you might want to stretch out your toes a little bit and lace the fingers between the toes and roll through the ankle, or pivot through the top of the foot side to side. And you're still breathing. Now when you start to feel kind of done with that, and know that you'll be able to come back and spend more time if that's something that feels really good to you. Now that same side, we're going to use either the fingers or the tennis balls, whichever feels better to you. Massage the lower part of the leg, the back of the leg, in between your calf, the shin, maybe a little circle around your knee. And when you feel done with that side, we'll move to the second foot. And again, stretching the toes out, still breathing, noticing how you're feeling, massaging the bottom of the foot with the thumbs, the top of the foot with the fingers. Again, you might lace the fingers in between the toes and pivot through the top part of the foot or roll through the ankle. couple of times in each direction. And again, as you feel done, using your fingers or the tennis balls around the ankle, the lower part of the leg, around the knee. And it's interesting, especially in times when we might be feeling a little bit anxious. And those of us in Salt Lake City, I was feeling pretty calm through the virus stuff. And then when the earthquake came, that was a little bit unsettling for me, like for so many of us. And so touching yourself, like running your fingers along your legs or your arms or your torso, wherever it feels good to you, is a nice way to self-soothe. So we're going to make our way up through the quads and the back of the thighs. Again, still breathing and noticing how you're feeling. And when you feel complete, and of course, like I said, you may want to come back to some of those things. I'm going to have you stretch out your right leg and grab onto the left, so with the foot flexed, and just carefully moving your leg from side to side, noticing, like as I'm watching in the video, I can see my body moving too, and just kind of noticing how it feels. And then we're going to take that foot and either place it on the thigh or at the inner thigh, and then bring our hands onto the leg. And the inhale is going to be up. We're going to exhale and slide down your leg. And you want to keep this straight leg foot flexed so that your muscles are engaged. And I turned at an angle so that you can see my body moving and not just look at the bottom of my foot. So the leg is not, it's directly out in front of me. It's not off to the side. It's my body that's moved. So inhaling up, exhaling, sliding down. And there's no rush in the practice, right? You're moving with your breath. Exhaling as you slide down, inhaling as you slide up. And let's do that one more time. And when you come up, we're going to take the knee and place it up towards the sky with your foot flat on the ground. And you'll bring this dead knee hand behind you and press down so that your body grows nice and long. Inhale that arm up, and then exhale, hand to the outside of the knee, belly towards the inner thigh. You probably noticed my voice changed as I twisted, right? So as we're twisting, notice your breath, nice deep breaths. Keeping your spine nice and long. So if you find yourself kind of slumping back, bring your body up, long, smooth breaths. Next, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, come back to center. And we're going to straighten out that leg. And then we're going to bring in the second foot. And again, you're flexing the foot, holding on to the top of the knee and the ankle, and gently moving side to side. Still breathing, still noticing all those wonderful sensations. And then taking that foot and placing it either above, onto that leg or to the inner thigh. Straight leg foot is flexed. Inhale up, exhale, slowly slide down your leg. And just moving with your breath. And all of you know this already, but as we're going through this practice, modifying it so that it feels right for you, right? It should never hurt. And one last time. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, and we're going to take that knee and point it up towards the sky. And again, your foot's flat on the ground so that you can actually like kind of press into the ground, taking that same side hand behind you. Inhaling your other arm up, long, smooth breaths. Exhale, wrap around, belly towards the inner thigh, spine is nice and long. Again, notice how your breathing shifts as your body is twisted. Making sure that you can still take long, smooth breaths. And with the next inhale, lengthening the spine, exhaling, coming back to the center, and then we're going to straighten both legs. And this is a position that some of you may want to do with bent knees or straight legs. Again, you're going to check in with your body. Hands on the thighs, inhale up, exhale down both the legs. Feet are flexed so that you can feel your muscles engaged, moving with your breath. Now, next time you come up, you're going to bring your feet in and bring them to a comfortable distance to your body. You know, they don't have to be right up next to your body. They can be as far away as it feels good. And we're going to take the thumbs and place them on the padded part of the feet and open the feet up. I always like to joke around and like you're reading a good book, you're opening up your feet so that you can see the bottoms of your feet, of course, not creating any discomfort. And you're going to inhale up. As you exhale, your elbows are going to stay toward your body, so we're not bringing them out to the sides. And you're going to exhale, bring your forehead towards the bottoms of your feet. It doesn't matter how close you get to your feet, right? So we want a rounded back here. You're going to gently bring your chin towards your chest. Long, smooth breaths. Now, as you're in this position, you want to make sure that you're not folded so much that you can't breathe fully. So if you are, bring yourself up a little bit. While you're here, I want you to ground down through your sits bones. So settling yourself into the ground, long, smooth breaths. And on one of your inhales, come on up, and you're going to take your feet and bring them flat on the ground. And we're going to turn, well, I'm turning to the side so that you can see me. And you're either going to be on your elbows or up on your hands. Okay, so you're going to see what kind of feels good to you. And the inhale is going to be lifting up your hips, exhaling down. All right, so you're either on your elbows or on your hands. Inhale up, exhale down. And you'll notice when I'm on my elbows, my hips don't come up as high, and that's okay. You're just moving in a way that feels good to you, and your head is not dropping back at all. You're keeping your head up as you're moving. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, one more time. And when you're done, you're going to carefully take your bottom onto the ground and bring yourself up again. And then your legs are going to be in whatever position feels good. So I have mine in easy pose where one foot is kind of in front of the other. You could have your legs straight or out in a wide angle, whatever is comfortable. We're going to work with the upper body for a moment. And so again, like we did at the very beginning of class, you might put your hands back onto your body or you might just have them resting. I want you to connect with your breath. So one of the things that you already know is that we can stabilize our mind and our body with our breath. So long, smooth breaths in and out through the nose. Unless you're congested, then you breathe however you can. And then once you're, again, synchronized with your breath, we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale them down. We're just going to do that a couple of times. Inhale up, exhale down. And one more time. Now the next one, you're going to keep your right hand on the ground. You're going to inhale, left arm up, and follow that hand behind you. Exhale, bring the hand back to center. And then switch sides, moving at your own pace. And the idea here is to keep your eyes on your hands as you're moving. And you're moving with your breath, moving side to side, and only going as far as it feels really good. Now, the next time that you do your second side, we're gonna stop for a moment, and then we're gonna bring our arms out to the sides. So inhale is gonna be back here. Exhale, you're gonna bring your hands towards one another, chin towards the chest. Turn the palms out, press back with the hands, lift the head up as you inhale. Exhale, hands come together, chin towards the chest, palms come back together. Turn your hands out, inhale up, exhale, back to the center. One more time. And again, once you're complete, you're gonna pause for a moment. And I was thinking we weren't gonna stand up today, but I think we are. So, what I invite you to do, if you're in a place where you can, and we're gonna see, you might not be able to see my head because of how I have this set up. We'll see, there we go. All right, so standing up, you're gonna take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Hands on the thighs, inhale, center, exhale, you're gonna slide down. Moving side to side. Now, if you want to start to bring that outside elbow up, you can do so. And then if you want to bring your vision up towards the lifted shoulder, you can add that in as well. And next time you finish your second side, we're going to bring our feet about hip width apart and feeling your feet on the ground. And if you do have tennis balls, it's always wonderful to roll your feet while you're standing up. We're not going to do that right now, but you might want to do that after. So here, you're going to inhale, bend the knees slightly, sweep your arms up overhead, and exhale, come back down. So we're not going into a full chair pose. Inhale up, exhale down. This is a wonderful way to pull your energy up. So this is a nice thing to do if you're sitting at your desk and you need to like have a little pick-me-up. This is the thing to do, or one of the things. And one more time. Great. Now, once you come up, this will be our balance pose, our standing balance pose that we're going to do for today. And so if you get yourself near a wall, if you like to use one, and we're going to make like cacti. And as I always say, this is not cactus pose. We just start off like cacti. You're going to bring your right elbow to center, left elbow over top, backs of the hands or palms together. Option here would be elbows, forearms, and hands. Okay, so, and then lift your elbows up slightly. Continue to breathe. If it's comfortable for you, you're going to sit back into a partial chair pose, and you're focused on the ground, so find a non-moving spot on the floor in front of you. And then you're going to lift the left leg and cross it over top. Now you could have the foot on the ground, lifted or wrapped around your calf, depending on what's appropriate for you. And just take a couple of breaths, long, smooth breaths. On the inhale, whenever you're ready, we're going to release and come on down. Now, before we move to the second side, you're going to bring your hands onto your thighs. Inhale's going to be up, exhale down. Inhale, slide up the back of the legs. Exhale, slide down the front. One more time. And then let's do the second side. So, left elbow to center, right elbow over top, backs of the hands or palms together. Sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Lift those elbows up. Find your focus, your drishti. Breathe and focus. If appropriate, you're going to take that right leg, cross it over top. You want to make sure that that standing leg stays bent as you cross over. You can have, again, foot on the floor lifted or wrapped around your calf. Long, smooth breaths. And on an inhale, whenever you're ready, release. Exhale down. And again, we'll go back to sliding down the legs. On the exhale, inhaling up the back of the leg. All right, so once you are up, you're going to take a moment again. Notice how you're feeling. We're going to make our way down onto the ground and come onto our backs. And so once you're down on the ground, you're gonna lay down with your knees bent. Feel your feet on the floor. Again, long, smooth breaths. And then very gently just start to tilt through your pelvis. So the pelvis doesn't leave the floor. You're just moving up and down with the pelvis. Inhale up, exhale, slide down. And notice how your back body feels as you're moving up and down on the floor. Moving with your breath. And then after your next exhale, we're going to pause for a moment. And this one, I know you'll all love because it's one of those multi-step movements. So you're going to make your way, you're on your back, feet are on the ground. Inhale, you're going to lift your hips, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hips come down, knees come up, bring them in towards the body. Next inhale, feet go towards the sky, arms overhead. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, arms come overhead, feet come down, hips come up. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, legs up, arms overhead. Exhale, knees in again. Inhale, feet down, arms overhead. One more time, exhale in towards the body. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, knees come into the chest. And once your knees are into your chest, you're just going to hold them for a moment. You might want to move in a circle or side to side or front to back. You're just checking in and seeing what feels good in your body. And again, as you're doing this movement, checking in with your breath. How is your body feeling? Now, once you are good, you might pause. Not that you're not always good, right? You're going to pause for a moment and you're going to hold on to your right knee and stretch your left leg out. And keep breathing. So you have the left foot flexed and it's hovering over the ground. and you're holding on to the right knee and you're breathing, relaxing your head and shoulders, your hips onto the ground. And then let's bring in the left knee. And again, extend the right leg, flex the right foot, press out with that foot as you're holding the knee in towards the body. And we're going to do that one more time on each side. So as you're ready, knee comes in, stretch out the left leg, long, smooth breaths. Second side. Now, as you're finishing up on this second side, you're going to bring in that right knee and take the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling. And you might hold on to the backs of your knees, your ankles, your feet, and you're going to take your knees outside of your body. And some of you might like to rock slowly side to side, or you might just like to remain stationary. You might explore extending your legs, straightening them out, and then bringing them in. Just kind of, again, seeing what feels good to you in your back body, through your legs. And when you feel complete, we're going to release the legs, bring the knees back in towards the body, and press your feet up towards the ceiling. And for just a few breaths, see if you can, again, you might place your hands on your body again, one on the chest, one on the belly, and reconnect with your breath. If it feels tiring to hold your legs up, it would be okay to bend your knees or even have your feet on the floor. Just taking a few nice deep breaths, noticing how your body feels. And this is the time where you're going to check in and see if there's anything else that your body desires as far as movement. There's so many things that we can do in our practice. I wanted to keep today's practice a little bit shorter so that you might be more, it might be more desirable to do on a regular basis. But you're going to see if there's anything else that your body needs, you're going to do that. And then when you feel complete, you're going to make your way into Shavasana. So in Shavasana, you could be laying down with any sort of support, blanket, bolster under your knees. You could do legs up the wall, whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to do a short Shavasana. And then we'll sit up afterwards and do a breathing and a short focus practice. And you've all heard me say many times that Shavasana is probably the most important part of the practice, where we can synthesize, mind, body, spirit, energetically, physically, what we've been doing. And just really allowing yourself to soften, to be totally supported by the earth underneath you. Smooth, gentle breaths. Namaha, Namo, Namaha, Namaha, Namo, Namaha, Namaha, Namo, Namaha. So, taking a moment and noticing how you're feeling, if your body wants to be on the ground a little bit longer, then honor that. If you would like to sit up and do a breathing and focus practice, then go ahead and do that. But allowing yourself that time, that space, I feel actually like that's what's happening on our planet right now. We're given the opportunity to take our time to slow down and to really check in and see what it is that that our body, our minds, our lives need. So, if you would like to do a breathing practice, I want to keep it nice and gentle today. And so, doing a visualization of alternate nostril breathing. Now, if you choose, you can use your hand and and close your nostrils. But I'm going to invite you to breathe in through your left nostril and out through the right. In through the right, out through the left. In left nostril, out the right. In the right, out the left. Doing that a few more times at your own pace, not worrying about if air is getting in and out of both nostrils, just in left, out right, in right, out left. Now, whenever you finish exhaling through your left nostril next, we'll move on to our focus part. And I want to use that chant that I used when you were coming out of Shavasana. And I want us to place it into our body. So Namaha, Namo Namaha means it's not me, it's not me, it's not me, or the implying that there's something greater than me and out there in the world. And I think we're all very aware of this right now, no matter what your belief system is. And so we're just going to take that chant and place it into our body. And you can, again, say the chant out loud. You can think it, or you can say it to yourself. And we're just going to start down at the feet. I'll say it aloud, of course. So you can say it with me if you'd like. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. Moving up to the knees. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. Tops of the thighs. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. Lower part of the torso, front and back. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. The upper arms. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. Hands over the heart. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. And then placing one hand at the base of your throat and one hand over your third eye. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. And then one hand on the back of the head and one hand on the top. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. And then placing your hands wherever you'd like to, in your lap, at your heart center, eyes closed or they're slightly opened, looking at a non-moving spot. You can hear the chant in your head, you can say it aloud, or you can be in silence. And then taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up today, for doing the practice, knowing that you can come back to this practice at any time. You can also choose to do different parts that really speak to you, speak to your body. And so let's close with just one. We'll just chant Namaha, Namo, Namaha one time and then end our practice. Namaha, Namo, Namaha. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.